Somewhere along the way, personal lending and mortgage application processes received an upgrade to GPS technology, while commercial teams are stuck using an atlas. Imagine giving up GPS for a month. It'd be terrible. When it comes to commercial applications, there's just more information to collect, more nuances to understand, and more people that need to understand those nuances. It's not enough to just have the data. It has to be understood before it can be used effectively for back-end analysis. The truth is, it's hard to build a solution that can handle all the application headaches that come with commercial lending. To take the analogy further, at the end of the day, portfolio growth is about increasing capacity so you can bring more clients along on that journey. The decision to work with you again or to refer a friend is not based on the final loan amount. It's really based on the journey, not the destination. Having the ability to create, measure, and improve the journey is key to closing loans faster, to closing more leads, and to driving more referrals. I'm David Tolliver, the co-founder of Lenderfit, and we have a client-facing application and communication platform for commercial lenders. When it comes to closing loans faster, the key revolves around fewer loan package errors and greater loan package production. The solution isn't simply a cloud-based checklist. It's project-style document and communication management, where your entire team, including your external team member, your client, are working in the same platform. Client portals that solely focus on uploads are really insufficient to the problems that you're having along the way. The process has to be easy to understand for everyone. In Lenderfit, we create phases so that the applicant can know what's important and when they should submit it. It's just as important to get to an ineligible decision as it is finally approving someone. Inside of Lenderfit, you can control access to additional phases with milestones that allow people to proceed into the next phase of the process. And inside of Lenderfit, within each item, we have real two-way communication. So for instance, inside of a personal financial statement, an item that everybody has struggled with and is a hard time to collect from applicants, you can now provide additional guidance as to why this is important. What is this that we're asking for? What are we collecting? What will it be used for? You can attach additional resource items if you want to send them a link to resources. You can include articles, anything that helps them to understand what that item is and to provide it to you sooner and in the fashion that you are looking for. These forms can sometimes be daunting, so it can be helpful to have a form application that simplifies the process and allows the applicant to put information in more of a TurboTax style, where they're just answering questions when the output is an actual form itself. When it comes to collecting more information faster, you can get in here and send messages along the way. Maybe you have a question or you're looking for someone to send something in today. They send this over, the information gets logged immediately. We know who on the team is sending the message, and the applicant's receiving both a text message and an email alert. The text messages come through on phones via hyperlinks. There's no app to download, so it doesn't matter whether you have Android or iPhone. You're instantly in the application, and you're able to respond to the question. Now, in this instance, I'm asking for a personal financial statement. Maybe it's acceptable to receive a photo, or I can complete the form if I want. But from my phone, I can actually come in here and take a picture of a file and upload it. The nice thing with the phone is we're also seeing confirmation that the file was received. No more did you get it, what information comes next. When I come back here into the lender view, I can hit refresh, and the information is now right there for me to see instant. Open an image, review it, mark this item as the item I'm looking for, and then also mark the item complete. If I go over to a applicant view of this process, I'm now receiving emails about the activity that's occurring. So if I come in and look at the comment on the personal financial statement, I can see the same comment that was sent to me via text, and I can see the lender name, the product, and the application itself. With a click of a button, I can jump into the application, or I can just simply respond via email, and also attach items that would flow into the application itself. Two-way communication is really significant because a lot of platforms really only allow you to send messages one way. In a fashion where now that we can walk through applications in a project management style, you can have two-way conversation to understand all of the information. And as you're passing it along to your underwriting team, they're able to jump in and see all that communication as well. You're also able to see a docs view. No more sorting through emails or wondering where to put information. You can sort by validated items that pertain specifically to this application. And if you want to export all of this information, we'll help you to export it and rename these files in accordance to the checklist items, so everything is nice and tidy to perform that final review. From the dashboard perspective, we've got a lot of real-time information. Real-time is really key because you want to be able to respond and close more leads at once. Who doesn't want access to 24/7 information, or to someone who is able to respond when you have a question? So several of the columns on the dashboard, such as activity, checklist, and status, are key to leveraging many of the real-time features. On the activity side, you're now able to know when the applicant was last active. When did they send a message? When did they upload information? We run all of our automations behind the scenes based on the activity as well. Every Monday, a snapshot of the checklist goes out to the applicant. They can see what's complete, what they need to move forward, whether you're working with 50, 100, 200 applicants. And if they've been inactive, we can send additional messages to pull them back into the application. On the checklist side, there's a nice visual to understand where they're at in the process. And from a status perspective, you're able to filter your dashboard now to understand how many applications are in review, 2 of 19, what's the total, what products are involved with these applications at a moment's notice. Again, everybody's working inside of the same platform, and so you're able to see that information real time. The last key to more referrals is really providing a measurable and improvable customer journey. So product templates ensure that the same white glove experience time and again goes out without you feeling like you're working with a machine. So again, applicants can jump in, they can see as much information as they need. But if they have an additional question, they can send it via the send message button below. Over time, you can adjust these products to improve them. So the business insights are really significant. When we come into this particular loan product, if we start to understand that there's a bottleneck in a certain phase, or everybody's asking the same questions, we can now come in here and easily update and edit this information. This is the exact checklist item that you just saw, and it's easy to come in here and adjust the copy. Having the ability to really manage and improve these workflows over time is really key to streamlining that process and getting the right information in at the right time. The journey is significant. I want to drive that point home. At the end of the day, the destination of getting the right amount of money isn't really what your clients are talking about. They're going to be asking their friends how the journey went, whether or not they want to work with you again, whether or not they should switch and work with a competitor. And so, in closing, thanks for your time today, and we hope to see you at a booth later.
Thanks, David. Looks great. So I've got a couple questions for you. Looks like we have some time left. Let's pretend that I'm a banker. I'm swimming in applications already. I've got a process set up that I like. How do I change that process to engage with Lenderfit?
Yeah, we get that question a lot, especially these days with all the activity that's going on with COVID and pandemic and crisis and accessing capital. You're neck deep in information, and we always say, hey, that's the problem we're designed to solve. So it's worth it to go ahead and do the onboarding and get this new system in place. Hopefully you saw in the demo that the user experience, the user interface is easy enough that even if you consider yourself non-technical, it's easy to jump in and actually learn this. So new employees transition easily if you are making new hires. No one has to become a Lenderfit guru. All of this means that the onboarding experience can take weeks, not months, or very few months, depending on what process you're trying to implement.
Okay, cool. And then one more for you. How is Lenderfit different? Let's say I'm a bank and I already have a client portal that manages applications with the CRM. So how is Lenderfit different from what I might already have in-house?
Yeah, CRMs are really kind of behind-the-scenes systems. So you're going back and logging a lot of information. The underwriting team doesn't have much access to that. It's pretty confusing. Application portals allow for information submission, but not that two-way communication. And so what we're saying is an application is really a project, and so you need project management style engagement. That way you can start to measure it, improve it, provide more guidance, manage more expectations. And then beyond CRMs and the application work, we're actually helping you to manage loan covenant items as well. So collecting those quarterly financials, the same type of platform that they used initially with you is where they can come in and now you can track and pursue people for the covenant items that they agreed to in the process.
Excellent, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having me.